What's going on? How have you guys been? Awesome! Okay, I've been wanting to do an element tutorial for a while. Haven't got around to it. Or any tutorial for that matter, but besides the point. We're going to be putting any element we want that's in After Effects' 3D space onto a specific point on element objects. So that, like, this 3D little fire I got, just an example, sits right on that black dot as our camera moves back and forth. And we'll be doing that, but we'll do this one first to get, and then we'll do the real example that I whipped together real quick. It's putting fire on these blades. I didn't want to animate them spinning, I didn't care. Little camera shake, and when it goes over here, the blade actually will mat it out, and I'll show you guys how to do that too. So that's what we'll be making, and we will get started after I show you how to do it the first time. So let's make a new comp, whatever you want, however long you want. I'm going to make a new solid with element on it. The size of the comp, we do Copilots Element. I'm going to go to the scene setup. I'm going to import my OBJ, and I make this. I just went in Blender, squashed the cube down every which way. I unwrapped it, and I export the UVs into Photoshop. Add 3 dots, then export it as a JPEG, and then that's all you need to do. Export your object as OBJ, and you can bring them all into Element. Okay, so it's in here, but the normals are wrong, so I'm just gonna do auto and invert. There we go. And then if you click on here, and we're gonna add something into the diffuse, the thing I made out of Photoshop. What the hell are you doing? Drop it right in. There we go. And that's all we need to do here. Okay. Now I'm going to add a camera. Default is fine. I'm going to hit C to go to this thing, bring it close to it. Switch to the other one by just keep hitting C, bring it down a little bit, going back. So now I can scroll up and down this thing. And I'll put it on the yellow one, the spot. You can do whatever, but I'll show you how to do a specific point. Okay, so let's bring in our little fire, and I'm gonna unmult it. There we go. Hit P and Shift S to get those both out. Let's double click on it and hit. Where'd it go? Come on, don't do this. Guess it's right there, so it don't matter. Hit Y. And just bring the anchor point all the way down. Really? What is your problem? There we go. This is going to be a long tutorial if I can't move anchor points. Alright, so there we go. P, Shift S. Let's move our scale down because I know it's going to be fairly low. Let's just move it somewhere in the right area. We're going to have to move this all. Alright, so to get the right depth, we're going to have to make another copy of our element layer. There we go. Call it cube, duplicate it, and then put it to the bottom. You'll see why in a second. And on the first copy, I'm going to lower the transparency to 50. And then on the second one, on the one on the bottom, go to the output and change it from the show from composite to Z depth. And then change the start to 0, and then start bringing this in. Keep going. Now you can see that you get a Z depth map of where it's going, and you can only see the other part because of the we lowered the transparency of the top one, just so you can see, so you know where you're aiming this. So now you're going to just move this to where it reaches whatever point you want. It's a little far. 240 looks like it will work. Okay, so now hit P on your camera. And let's go back to that. Now we gotta do a little bit of math. You can do it in your head, or you can use my favorite thing ever, the calculator. Awesome. So what we're gonna be doing is taking the camera position and then adding the Z depth position right here. So we'll go 101.6. You don't have to be that accurate, but you know, it helps. I hit the wrong thing. I don't even know what that does. I just do After Effects tutorials. Okay, and then let's just add 240. 138.4. So on the scale on the Z, add I didn't make it 3D, did I? I was wondering, that looked weird. This guy knows what he's doing. Alright. Well, let's bring it back. Where is it? Here it is. I was wondering why the scale was so high. Normally it was like 9. So I'll make it 5. Find it. Scooch it up. Make it 3. Now we're just backtracking. Alright, what was it? 138.4. 138.4. Alright, so on the Z, make it that. Then you can move it to the spot where we had it. You can still see the line from the Z depth. Then, since we adjusted the anchor point, we could scale it up however we want. And that should be perfect now. Is it sitting on it, or is it float? Okay, we can do 100% on this now. And there we go. Now it's sitting on it, and it is not moving. And then you can, you know, adjust in Z space to fit wherever else you want. Then, who cares? We're going into the cooler one now. All right. So let's make a new comp. Same stuff. I'm just gonna cheat and grab my my element layer from the plane. Copy. Paste. It's gonna take a second to load that plane in. It was kind of big. A lot of vertices on that model, which I got off the interwebs. So you can see the plane there. It's facing toward us. So we're going to flip that around. Let's just add our camera in. I'm not going to go through texturing it and everything, because you can do that with whatever you want. Everyone's going to be different. So no point in that. Okay, we're going to add a camera. We're going to do the same thing. We're going to zoom into it. And we need to flip the plane around. Oh, it's already flipped around. I thought it was the other way. Well, whatever. If you need to flip it around, you can just go in the settings, like I had to. I'll take off the color correction. Group 1, particle look, rotation, and then just 180 on the Y. That's all I did. Okay, so let's position this correctly. I'll get pretty close. I'm just gonna get my other tool, move it over. See some cinematic angle. Yeah, that's looking hot. Okay, and now we can put our fire element back in. Unmult it, or whatever, however you prefer to key it out. But I think it's from Red Giant. Unmult, download it if you don't have it. Hit Y, let's bring this back down to the bottom. Okay, and make it 3D. There we go, we're learning. At least I am. Let's scale that down. I don't know exactly where we're going to need it yet, so I'm assuming it's going to have to be small. Alright, so let's do the same thing. Oh, I called it plane. Alright, so let's duplicate it. Plane 2, put it on the bottom. And then let's go to the output. Change it to depth. And we gotta change our top layer. Wow, you pinwheeling, come on. Change our first layer to make it transparent by 50. And I'm just gonna turn that off so I can see my matte. Alright, let's start messing with this. And we want it, you can do it wherever. I'm going to put it right on the where the blades are. Right there. That seems correct. Let's see where our camera is. So let's do, could say 180, but 179.2, make it negative, plus, what was it, 260? 260. 80.8. Look at that. Probably didn't even need a calculator for that one. Okay, so now I'm here. 80.8. Alright. And now we can align this layer to where we need. Turn it back on. It's in a pretty good spot already. Just gonna scale up a bit. Move it over. So somewhere around there. Let's see if it's, oh well, let's do some camera motion. Let's just hit let's just add an expression to the position of the camera so it looks like the plane's flying. Wiggle 5,20, that would probably work. Who knows? Oh, looks like we're having some slippage. Are we? Let's see, could have been my matte was a little off. I was kind of just guesstimating from my, could have been a little closer. Yeah, it looks like it could be 230. Could be the actual. Well, let's try that again. -77.4 negative plus 230. Takes a little bit of playing around. 52.6. So yeah, now let's see how that's sticking. I think it's going. I got on a bad spot. It's because I want right on the edge of the wing. That's making it a pain, but we'll work with it for now just to save time. Alright, so let's crank this back up all the way. And let's add, well, let's bring our sky back in. Sky, copy. Just got this from CG Textures. Put it down here. Make it 3D. I just pushed it all the way in the back. It's like 6,000 deep. We can't see it because of the plane. And our second layer of the plane is why. If we turned it off, we should be able to see it. Yep, there it is. But we're going to use this for a matte in a second. Let's just solo it out. And let's crank this up, the start point, to where we can see. Let's add an unmult to it. So now it should be transparent. Yep, there we go. And let's bring this underneath, no, above, yeah. Toggle switch, make it a track matte from the alpha. And alpha redded. No, I did. Yeah, there we go. So now it should go. Now it'll actually look like it's behind it. Whoa, this thing's wiggling like crazy. And then let's just add a camera movement. P. Boom. Boom. A little extreme of a wiggle. I should probably lower that. Let's just make sure to see if it used it as a matte and it is matting it out. And you just gotta be careful that your mattes, the Z depth is compressed enough on the, like bring it in from the start, just so you'll get these like white lines like right here if you don't watch it. So just be careful of that, and you can get it. I color corrected it all, but I just want to show you a real example of doing it. And it takes a little finessing. Sometimes it's not on point, but yeah, it's tracking in perfect. And yeah, pretty good. Let's just go back to my final example with color correction, and you can see I had a white line right there I didn't notice to take care of. You could easily just I think that's actually from the fire. Let me see that. Let me see something. If I go to the fire and turn that off, yeah, it is from the fire, from me doing it. It's not from the thing. So you have to do a what do you call it? You have to mask it out. So that's no big deal. So add a mask on your element, but you're gonna have a different shot, so that doesn't matter. So everything else is fine. But look at me learning like crazy. And yeah, that's what we did. Cool story, bro. Alright, I'm done. I have a headache, but this is the only time I can do a tutorial, so hope you enjoyed and learned something. I hope. I will see you in the next one. Alright, peace.